there's no.
Okay, let's
You're
give
on.
it a go. Okay. Hi, my name is Meilin Feng, and I participated as a test subject in a study of weight management. I'm using this to tell you my experience and what I learned from it. I participated as one of 200 people in a 28-week program. Each of us were randomly assigned to one of two programs, either learning maintenance skills first, weight maintenance skills, and then experiencing weight loss, or doing the weight loss first and then learning the maintenance. This was run in a National Institute of Health funded study at Stanford University. There was an extensive screening process. After I was invited to participate, I went through a 2-hour questionnaire and then was further invited to an in-person orientation where we were asked to carefully consider if we were ready to commit to a 2-year program. This was the 28-week program and 18 months of follow-up. We had to get the approval of our doctors, and the whole program started with a clinic visit where they took our measurements. I was assigned to the Maintenance First program, which included 8 weeks of learning weight maintenance skills and then 20 weeks of weight loss. And after the 18 months, we visited every 6 months and had an online questionnaire, also very, very extensive, and a clinic visit. As part of a NIH-funded study, I had to authorize them to use my health data for the purpose of figuring out what helps people be more successful in maintaining weight loss. Our identities were not disclosed, but the health information that we agreed to share, was our height, our weight, hip and waist circumference, our blood pressure, and the information that we completed. So we were given manuals, pedometers, and I was part of the Maintenance First program. We gained experience in stabilizing our weight before we experienced the weight loss. To do this, the way it worked was we met every week with a facilitator, a group of 20 women, and we committed to weighing ourselves daily on the scale, on a set of scales that was recording our weight on a microchip. We also agreed to take daily food records for some part of the program, informally initially, and then using an online program called Spark People. And finally, we agreed to record the steps that we took daily. And in the end, we had each of us 6 months of records. We focused on lifestyle habits. The key things were making peace with the scale, learning to eat mindfully, and the concept of landmark walks and enjoying today. Our stability skills were about avoiding extremes, persevering, knowing that small changes would add up, and anticipating disruptions so that we could navigate them. The thing that I liked best out of this program were the landmark walks. It was a concept I had never encountered before, and this is the idea of taking 10-minute walks at various times in the day, where you don't have to change clothes or come back and shower, but you can take a walk to somewhere interesting. We set goals each week for ourselves and talked about whether or not we had met those goals or achieved part of those goals. And I've given an example here about monitoring weight and mindfully savoring food, and the technique of breathing and savoring food 3 times before putting it in our mouths to eat. I like the whole fact that we had actually 4 goals, which included only one of them as weight loss. The goals were about improving nutrition, increasing our physical activity, averaging 30 minutes a day, to increase our number of steps by 6,000 from where we were, and to improve our quality of life in addition to managing our weight. One technique that was really interesting is that we had to maintain our weight loss within a particular range and not a specific number, and we could choose what that range would be. I've shown here the weekly pattern that I was able to identify for my own eating and weight management, which was that my weight always went up on weekends when I had more time to eat, and when I was stressed, the weight also went up, and also at times of work deadlines. What I learned was that this is a team effort, that we learned from each other. It was very helpful to hear each other's stories about what happened, and we encourage each other in meeting our goals and encourage each other to keep track of our eating and activities. Individually, we set daily calorie goals and daily goal for number of steps. But in the discussion, we discovered each of us were unique, and we focused differently, we struggled differently, and that the advice of our teammates was very helpful. So the types of social support that we encountered were encouragement, emotional support, problem solving, and to ask for support for doing this that was important for maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and to learn to be assertive about food, not just eating because people, so as not to upset other people. The most surprising finding, and this is the final thing that I'll speak about, is who was able to maintain their weight loss. And of the weight loss cohort that we were part of, it turns out from the online questionnaires they could identify which of us had family support and friend support. Those who had both our support, 70% were able to sustain some level of weight loss. Those with family support but no support from friends, only 40% were able to. And this was a surprising finding, that of each weight loss cohort, those with no family support, no friend support, 80% in fact were able to sustain weight loss. And we put that down to having a weight loss cohort for people who in the past had had no support for maintaining weight loss. So I just want to sum up by, this was a good experience for me. Being part of professional science was very helpful, and that I encourage people to learn from these good lessons that we've experienced, and that social support can make a great difference for weight loss management. Thank you for listening.